Hi Scorpio, welcome to May. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before we get into your reading, I want to go over the astrology for this month. So, Pluto, one of your ruling planets, is going retrograde on May 1st. And it will stay retrograde until October 11th. Then on the 5th, we have a full moon eclipse in your sign. On the 7th, Venus moves into Cancer. On the 16th, Mercury moves direct. And Jupiter enters Taurus, which is in your 7th house of partnerships. So that brings luck and opportunity there. On the 19th, we have a new moon in Taurus. On the 20th, Mars moves into Leo, your house of career. And then on the 21st, the sun moves into Gemini. And we'll get into that later, but let's see what the cards say for Scorpio in terms of love and relationships. What is coming up for Scorpio for May 2023? What does Scorpio need to know? May 2023. Okay, let's see what we get. These cards are like, okay. The Temperance. The King of Wands. The Hermit in the past. The Seven of Cups. The Hangman. The Eight of Swords. The Nine of Swords. The Nine of Pentacles. The Page of Wands. The Two of Pentacles. And the card at the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Wands. So, let's see. So the Temperance card is about finding balance between opposing forces. It's learning how to blend energies. And so in a relationship, you might be in a relationship with someone that you're both compatible, but you're very different. And you have to learn, you're learning how to compromise in relationship. You're learning that, hey, I can't always have it my way. And even though I would choose to do things one way, my partner may look at something and choose to do it a different way. And we have different ways of approaching life, love, the world, relationships, situations. And so you're learning. I think the theme this month is learning how to meet someone halfway. Not being so rigid that you have to have everything go your way, or the other person, if the other person's being stubborn and they want everything going their way, you both have to find a balance and create some kind of win-win where you both of your needs are being met, where you learn to compromise. Even if you don't get everything the way you want, you get a lot that's valuable, and they do too. So it can't be lopsided. And so you're going to be trying to create a relationship with someone where there's more of a balance, where you can blend your energies together. Like you both have strengths and weaknesses. You may be strong in one area, the other person may be strong in another area, and together, if you could join your forces together and work together in a spirit of cooperation and compromise, you can accomplish a lot more as a team than fighting each other and, having these like standoffs. The other thing with this card, Temperance, it's about the Archangel Michael. So you're getting spiritual guidance and protection. And you might even be called to go in a certain direction in a relationship. Now, the King of Wands is crossing. So you might be dealing with with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or someone with that strong in their chart. The King of Wands is someone, if you're dealing with the energy, even if it's not the sign, the King of Wands is someone who is a good leader, can be a little bit outspoken, maybe bossy at times, but they mean well. They have a big heart. They're very generous. But they are not one to be led. So, and Scorpio is a fixed sign. So especially if you're dealing with a Leo energy, another fixed sign. I mean, fixed signs can be stubborn. We dig in our heels. I'm a Taurus. And I've got the moon in Scorpio. So I can get stubborn too. I can dig my heels in and say, no, this is what I want. I'm not changing. So you can't, you might be butting heads with someone over an issue. But I feel you're also doing a lot of thinking. So maybe this relationship hasn't been that easy because you haven't been able to compromise. You haven't been able to blend your energies together. And, you could see this person as too bossy or too independent or too controlling or too forceful. I think that's the right energy. When you're dealing with someone, the King of Wands is not a wimp. Okay. There are some people that you can they don't really care. They're like, whatever you want to do, it's okay with me. And then there are some people that have strong opinions about what they want and how it gets executed. And that's this king. You're not going to, lead him by the nose, like an animal and let him follow you like a sheep. You're dealing with a strong individual. And you have to respect that and give him that freedom, he or she. I'm saying him because we're dealing with a king. And the Hermit in the past, I feel like you've been doing a lot of, you might have had even a separation where you're taking time out to think, what do I want from this relationship? What do I want from any relationship? Is this person right for me? You might have been feeling, I need a time out to really consider what's going on. You have the Seven of Cups in the recent past. That's a card of trying to make a decision and being stuck in the choices. So some of you might have more than one option in terms of relationship, and you might be juggling. Maybe you're dating different people, trying to figure out who's right. But it's not a situation that Scorpio likes to be in. Scorpio does not like to juggle or date. They like to just lock in on one person. So if you're just dating, it's really you're trying to figure out who's the one for you, and then you're going to just focus on that person and drop the other people. So it's just a temporary thing, like you're kind of sampling what's out there. And with the Seven of Cups, at some point you're going to have to make a decision. You might be stuck in the choices of, who do I want? I have to choose. I can't keep going, dating. I have to figure out who I really want to focus on. You have the Eight of Wands here. This is a card of news coming in, messages, arrows of love, possibly even journey by air. So, and I feel like you also have the Page of Wands. You're going to get a message this month from someone that you really care about. And you might wind up traveling together because the Eight of Wands can represent travel, things happening quickly, but it can also represent if you felt blocked in a relationship, it could mean that opportunities are opening up. And it may be that things might start to move with this relationship, but it could also mean that there will be other options to choose from. So you won't be stuck with thinking, well, this is all I've got right now, so I have to deal with it. I feel like there's going to be multiple options. You have the Hangman here. The Hangman is about, first of all, it's about having to have patience because things are, with Mercury retrograde, things are slowing down. Nothing is moving smoothly. There are delays and miscommunications. And so the Hangman is about, though, giving something up for something better. You may have an opportunity to do that, either in a relationship or even a career situation. But you have the Eight of Swords following this. I think you feel stuck or trapped, like maybe you're afraid to move away from this relationship, or you're afraid to move away from maybe even a job situation. and you feel like I'm stuck here. I don't know if I'm. You feel like you're stuck or you're not free to move, but really you are. You just have to make a decision and say, "This is what I want. I'm moving out of this." You have Nine of Swords here. The Nine of Swords is about it's worry, mental stress. So this relationship has been causing you a lot of sleepless nights. Maybe you're thinking, maybe I can't work this out with this person. Maybe I should just move on and find somebody else. But there's also guilt connected with it, or worry. Like, you're worried about what a future, especially if it's about moving away from something where you've been in a situation that felt secure, and now you're being asked to choose to move into something new. You might be a little worried about the outcome of it. Is this a good move for me? Am I going from this frying pan into the fire? One thing I can say about the Nine of Swords, a lot of the times, a lot of the things that we worry about with the Nine of Swords may not ever happen. It's just your mind conjuring up all kinds of fears. It's your fear talking. In your environment, you have the Nine of Pentacles. This is about, well, it could be how your partner sees you if you're in a relationship. They see you as financially secure, independent. You don't really need anyone for money. Some women or some people get into partnerships, male or female, because of financial needs, because of financial security, because the partner supports them in some way. You don't need that. You're independent with the Nine of Pentacles. And you're doing okay. I mean, you're creating stability for yourself. You might even work in a career where you're more independent. You don't need you don't need to be micromanaged. But you're also feeling, especially if you're working for yourself as an independent contractor, or working alone, working in a leadership position, you may feel like, well, it's great. Yeah, I've got my career's going okay, and my finances are looking up, but I'm still lonely. I want to connect with someone. I don't want to, what good is having successful, financial success if you can't share it with anyone? And this woman, she's in her garden. She's financially secure. She's got a little bird on her hand. That's another, in some cards it's a hawk, and it represents a message. I feel like a message is coming that's going to help you figure out what you want to do. So if you've had a falling out with someone, or you're waiting to hear from someone, that message is coming this month. And I feel like you have to have a conversation. It might help you to work things out and figure out what you're going to do. Because you have the Two of Pentacles here. Two of Pentacles is juggling. You're juggling a lot of things, trying to figure out, what do I really want? I can't keep juggling two situations forever. So for some of you, you might be dating two people, and you have to make a decision. For others, the choice might be, do I stay or do I go? Do I put more energy into this partnership, or do I leave it and look for something else? I feel like a message is coming in that's going to bring good news. It might be a message of love, because you have the Eight of Wands here. So with the Hangman, you have to be patient. And not only that, because the Hangman can represent delays. Things are slow in happening. So, you may be waiting for someone to contact you, and you haven't heard anything, and you're just waiting. The message will come, but the Hangman is also a card of having to have patience. And it's a card of trying to see things from a different perspective. He's hanging upside down. So, maybe you haven't been able to see eye to eye with someone because you have different views of the world or different opinions. And you're going to have to try and see things from the other person's perspective. That will help you to create harmony in the relationship. I feel like that the person will reach out to you, because this king is a leader. This king does not sit still. If they want something, fire signs, especially if it's a fire sign. Fire signs, when they want something, they go for it. They have courage. They may feel the fear, but they're going to do it anyway. So if someone is feeling stuck or trapped, I feel like that's only a temporary situation. They're going to break free. And things are going to start to move. Possibly, I would say, toward the end of the month, because that's when we have the new moon in Taurus in your 7th house. And when things start to move, they're going to move quickly because the 8 of Wands is speed. It's the hours of love, messages, news coming in. And you may feel that things are happening too quickly, like you're not ready for the changes. But things are changing, and I think in a positive way. I feel like you've been focusing on work and career, trying to avoid the problems in a relationship, and trying to pretend you're happy. Because the 2 of Pentacles can sometimes be someone that's trying to hold it together. Like, yeah, I'm okay. They're like laughing on the outside, crying on the inside. Like you're not really letting people know what's going on with you, which is a typical thing. Like Scorpios are very private. And they don't always talk about what's bothering them. They keep it in. But I feel like things are going to shift. And you're going to be able to break free of something. I feel like if something is really not serving you, you're going to be able to break free. You're not going to feel trapped. And once you release that, I feel like that new opportunities are coming in. And you may have more than one option to choose from. And that's going to be where the difficulty comes. Like, what do I choose? So take your time, make a decision. Figure out, really take time to think about, what do I want? What do I need? It might be, especially if it's a career thing, I feel like you're going to be working more independently. You might even decide to work as a contractor or consultant or set up your own business. If you're working for another person or a company, they will give you a lot of autonomy. You will be, they'll say like, okay, you run this and you just report back to us. Like you're not going to be micromanaged in the new situation. So I think good news is coming this month. So hold on to that. And even if you have to leave something for something else, you're going to be moving into something better. So let's see what the angels have to say for Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know? What does Scorpio need to know? Peace. Calm your thoughts and move your awareness to a peaceful space inside your heart. Feel the ebb and flow of love, the eternal movements of the stars. Your life is forever unfolding to greater spheres of love. Relax and do not worry about anything, for all is well. You will soon enter a time of well-earned peace and tranquility. So see, you're going to break free of this worry state and this feeling trapped and stuck. Things are going to start to move. But I feel like it's more towards the end of the month. When we have that new moon, there's going to be some new opportunities coming your way. So hold on to that thought. And don't worry. Don't stress yourself. So let's see, especially because we have an eclipse. We have an eclipse. The lunar eclipse is falling in your 1st house. Sometimes with a lunar eclipse, a female figure could be eclipsed from your life. So there could be an ending in a partnership. You have the Sun and Mercury retrograde and Uranus in your 7th house. So there'll be some surprises. There'll be some things revealed. You may get a message, an unexpected message from someone that will clarify things in a relationship. I feel like someone's going to contact you. And you're going to have to be able to talk things over. And with Mercury retrograde, it could be someone from the past that comes back into your life and you talk things out and maybe you come to a new understanding. You have Mars in the 9th house and that's trining the moon and it's sextiling the Sun and Uranus. Mars in the 9th, you may decide, the 9th house is about long distance travel. It's about taking action. It could also be about going back to school, higher education, teaching, learning, communicating. I feel like if you're thinking about, especially if you're thinking about creating some type of partnership, you could be, like in business, you might need to pick up some new skills. So you might be thinking about going back to school, getting some training, or you could be thinking about being the teacher, sharing your wisdom if you're older. You might have to travel to take advantage of this opportunity. But I feel like something is culminating. When we have a full moon, it's something is being revealed and something is coming to completion. That could be a positive completion where like you finish a project and you're ready to present it to the world. It could be a completion where you take a relationship to the next level. You realize that you care about each other. It could also be an ending where you realize, no, this is not working for me and I've got to do something else. If there was information that was hidden from you, the full moon can bring it to light. And you see the truth. And then when you know the truth, it's like seek the truth and the truth will set you free. Once you know the truth, then it helps your decision making. Okay, now I know what's going on. I didn't know before. I was trying to make a decision with partial information. Now I know the truth. I can make my decision and move on. Now, also in your 7th house, you have Mercury in the North Node. And Saturn in the 5th is sextiling the North Node. So you're being called to follow a new destiny. You're being called to form relationships that will bring you greater security and longevity. Saturn is about, it can mean you have hurdles to overcome. And Saturn in the 5th house, it could be a new romance that comes with someone we have a different age group. With Saturn, it's time to make a commitment. So maybe for some of you decide, okay, I've been dating this person. We realize we love each other. We're ready to make a commitment. For other people, it could just bring a new person in your life that's more mature and more stable. And you could be connecting with someone that you could have a long-term relationship with. Communication is going to be important because Mercury's in your 7th house. So it's time to speak up. But I feel like the communication is coming from your partner, not you as much. So if someone's reaching out to you because they have a message, they have something to say. And with the sextile, I feel like that could be positive because you'll be able to really talk, have a serious conversation, and maybe work things out. You have Venus in the 8th house, so that can bring money. And it's sextile Jupiter in the 6th. Jupiter in the 6th is bringing abundance and opportunity in your career sector. It's your day-to-day activities on the job. The only thing I want to tell you is don't take on more than you can handle. Because sometimes Jupiter, it makes you very optimistic. So I think that new opportunities are going to be coming your way in terms of career. You're going to feel like, yeah, I can do that. I want to do everything. Just make sure that you're not overgiving or overdoing. Know what your limitations are. Because Jupiter is also squaring, Pluto in the 4th. So there could be some things happening in your home. Some of you might be rebuilding a home or dealing with, reconstruction, repairs. You could be dealing with things because Pluto represents breakdown and rebuilding. And with the 4th house, that could be breakdown and rebuilding family relationships. It could mean when Pluto goes through the 4th house, you really need to look at your family dynamic. You need to look at childhood programming, especially around a mother figure. Because you could be reacting to life based on early childhood programming. And Pluto will make you see that more clearly. And it wants to transform you so that you're freed of that programming. So if you're self-sabotaging because of some early childhood thing that happened that's created some type of wound, you need to heal that. You need to heal your early family relationships and transform them so that they serve you in a better way instead of, because Pluto, there's always a power struggle around Pluto. Who has the power? And maybe when you were younger growing up, you felt powerless. And so you're overcompensating in some way. And it's been affecting your career life because you have Chiron in the 6th as well. And Chiron is the wounded healer. So you may have some wounds around not only just work, but the 6th house is also service. How much am I doing for other people? Am I getting back anything? Am I overgiving because I want to be liked, because I want to be loved? Am I saying, yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll serve everybody. And then I'm just not thinking about my own needs. So I feel like you're going through some major changes around relationships and even work relationships. But you're ready to speak up. You're ready to take action and make improvements and changes. Now we have the new moon in Taurus. At this point, Mercury is direct. So any miscommunications, any misconnections should be, moving out. Now we can really communicate. You could sign contracts. You can take a new job if you're ready. If you get offered something, you don't have to worry about the Mercury retrograde energy. But this new moon is in your 7th house of committed partnerships. And the new moon can mean a new relationship where you make a commitment. It could also mean a new partnership in business. So there could be a new job coming in. The moon is conjunct Uranus. So there could be some surprises, surprise new beginnings. And it's sextile Mars. Mars is sextiling. This moon is sextile Mars in the 9th house. So I feel like the message may come from a distance, or you may have to travel. Or if you're not traveling, it could be something where it involves higher education in some way. Either you're going back to school to get some extra training, or the job itself involves long distance travel, if it's a job. Or if it's a partnership, maybe the person lives at a distance, and you have to, figure out, we have to, having this long distance relationship. But I feel like an unexpected development is going to happen in a relationship that can change the dynamic. Mars is trine Neptune in the 5th. So this is about manifesting a dream, having the courage to take action. Neptune in the 5th can bring, on the positive side, it can bring creativity into your life. It can bring a dream lover, because the 5th house is romance. It's also children. So your children could be really creative right now. The only thing you need to watch out for with this new moon is Mars is opposing Pluto in the 4th house. Pluto's in your 4th house. Mars is in your 9th house. There could be some power struggles with someone that you live with. Something about someone maybe living at a distance, but you share property together or something. And there could be some kind of power struggle around your home life, especially if you're living with someone. And Jupiter is squaring this. There's like a T-square. Mars opposed Pluto squaring Jupiter. And Jupiter, let's see, where's Jupiter in your chart? Jupiter is in your 7th house because it's moved into Taurus at this point. So there's going to be some power struggles, maybe about where you want to live. Maybe a partner wants you to move in with them, and you're like, I'm not ready to give up my apartment yet, or my home. I don't know if I want to move in with this person. I don't know if I want to move to another state or country. There could be something that there's a challenge to do with your home, where you're living, travel, and partnership. So there could be some power struggles where you work that out. But there could be some challenges around those topics. At the same time, Venus is in your 9th house, trining Saturn in the 5th. So if you're making a commitment at this time, it can be with someone that you're going to be with for a long time. And Venus is also sextile. It's trining Saturn. It's sextile Uranus. And Uranus is in your 7th house. So this could be unexpected. You may not even expect it. Like this person you might either meet someone suddenly, or there could be sudden changes in a relationship where a partner all of a sudden says, I want to commit, or you meet someone and you have to make a commitment. So I feel like there's a commitment involved. You have to get serious about someone. You have to get serious, either commit or leave. It could be something like that. And if you decide to commit, I feel that it will be a long-term partnership. And you'll have to look at it realistically, because Saturn demands reality. See the truth. That Saturn demands commitment, discipline, willing to do the work. Maybe you come to some type of an agreement or understanding that, I want to make this work, and we're going to work together. We're going to do the work, even if it's hard. Even if there are hurdles to overcome, we're going to make it work. And if you both are committed, you can make it work. So there are going to be some surprises around your partnerships, both business and personal. and you may not see it coming. But one thing I can tell you, Uranus represents freedom. Uranus wants to free you from anything that's no longer serving you. If you felt stuck or trapped or blocked, you may have to just release it. Release what's not working and embrace the new. Get out of your comfort zone and make a commitment to something that's going to give you what you deserve. Because I feel like money is coming in. Partnerships, a good partnership, a stable partnership is coming in. It could be that for some of you, since this is a general reading, there might be different scenarios. Some of you might be in a committed partnership and you agree to commit to the partnership to make it work. Others may leave a partnership that's not working and connect with someone more stable, possibly older, different age group. There could be an age difference in the partnership. But whatever you're starting at this new moon, it's going to be in place for a long time. It represents, but you have to be willing to do the work it's like step up to the plate, take responsibility. It's asking, so if it's a job, you might have a position of leadership where you may have more work or you may have more responsibility, but it's going to reward you. This new beginning, you'll be rewarded with money, financial security. You'll be rewarded with stability, security in your job, security in your relationship. I just feel like you're going to feel like you are released from worry, and you're coming into a time of greater security, both in love and business. I'm seeing both. It will involve hard work, and it will involve commitment. So you have to make a commitment, not only to your partner or your business, but to you. What do I deserve? What do I want? I'm not going to settle for less anymore. So I'm going to leave you with that message. That's my reading. It's going to be, it's an angular house, so this is going to affect you. Anyone who has any of the fixed signs are going to be feeling this eclipse and feeling the new moon. But it brings opportunity. I feel like at the end of the month, things are going to start to shift, especially because Jupiter moves into Taurus. It's going to bring luck. If you've been struggling to meet the right person or to have, a good relationship, Jupiter's going to bring optimism and opportunity. So I feel like you're going to be happier toward the end of the month than you started out. So that's my reading. If this resonated with you, please leave a comment. Let me know. Click on the like button. Click on the subscribe button. All those things help the channel. If you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website. We can get you scheduled. In the meantime, get ready for change and have a wonderful May. And I'll talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.